Alright guys, so we're gonna do a live recording session here. Currently this is what I'm listening to. Some lo-fi. Just keeping me in that flow state. Right now I'm a mixed biased. I do want to see shorts. I do think shorts were a good play if we did retrace up into this 5-minute inversion to then continue lower, but market is clearly aiming for all-time highs. And one thing I'm realizing is I'm not going to force a setup if I don't have to. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to force a setup unless it's clear. Unless it's clear and it's following my G7 trading model, which I have here on my desk. And that's kind of what I realized, and during the month of April, I passed multiple accounts, but what happened was I was impatient. I was rushing the process, and I was trying to get to that 10K month, and I do think it's possible. I do think I'll reach it sooner or later, but it's all really what I do. What do I do? My actions, my thoughts, and my beliefs, and how do I control myself, during these moments where the market's unclear, where my system isn't always presented, and what am I going to do? Like how am I going to operate? Certain things like that, that really give me the advantage above other traders. As one of the biggest things was patience. Patience pays all the time. So, you have to be patient, you have to be waiting, and you have to be, like a sniper. You can't really be like a machine gun. And I realized I was being like a machine gun every other day, and it just wasn't an unhealthy mindset where I was just so eager and so impatient to like get to the results, where I would force setups on days where my model wouldn't be presented, and I just didn't have any self-control. And yeah, that's really it, man. Like I've been trying to build upon that. I've been trying to work upon that. I want to see NQ sweep these highs while ES isn't. You can see ES is clearly forming some form of SMT, and then eventually we can probably look for some shorts here. To me, this doesn't look bad for shorts. I won't lie to you. Because again, we already swept these highs right here, and we're sweeping these highs right here. We're just waiting now for NQ to do its thing, and then on the 30-minute time frame, I wouldn't be against seeing this candle range high again swept either. So probably marking this one out real quick. I wouldn't mind that, and then we have SMT, and then we formed that manipulation. We also have this change in the state of delivery. Clear lows did get swept here though, so we do have SMT at these lows, which is why NQ pushed up higher. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, we also have a 1 hour BISI, which is crucial. But I do believe if we're going to be bearish, I do think we're going to melt through this, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, honestly, because again, I don't want to get cooked. That's one thing, like I don't want to get cooked. If we look at NQ, and again, we don't have to force anything. NQ is just pushing up higher. If ES starts to follow up where the shorts don't follow, I've had this scenario before where Wednesday, where ES was pushing up higher to the moon. NQ was giving me short bias ideas, and it wasn't following through, and it just continued to move up higher. So I'm really skeptical about shorts at all-time highs again, because again, the market can continue just ripping up higher and disrespect the shorts, even if you have SMT at the highs. And yeah, the market really doesn't care about that, if I'm being truly honest. That's one thing I realized whenever I was in that trade Wednesday around here, when I was like shorting. I was longing, and then eventually I shorted, but then eventually it wasn't working out when I was shorting around here, of course, because we had SMT at the highs. It just didn't work out, and it kind of pissed me off. So not really looking for shorts right now, if I'm being truly honest. YM is moving down lower here. We are stalling out. We aren't really giving it much strength here. And then ES is failing to reach value area high up here. So, or not really reach it, but like push through it. I do want to start using order flow. Not really order flow, but like order flow platforms. I feel like I'm going to have more than like 3 monitors now. Because again, I want to keep the volume profile one with TradingView and all that. But I know it's not going to be worthwhile if we keep it there. I think, of course, the tick data, all that is way, way better. I mean, not tick data, the actual data, not the tick data, is actually better than, TradingView. I think TradingView's data is rough. I won't lie to you. Alright, so we do have SMT at those highs now, and I'm just gonna watch ES now. I would want to see NQ manipulate maybe this is my trade. I think the best trade is the 2 minute. Go to the 5 minute, no, 3 minute. I mean, we can use that one, but I think the 2 minute, there's no form of inversion here. So to me, it does look a little bit more skeptical. NQ did form the inversion though. So my ideal scenario here is simply wait for a change in state of delivery and a sell side imbalance, like a 22 model to form, to then eventually give us down that move down lower. So that's really it, honestly, you know. But again, we have to break past this low, these right here, these relative equal lows. And what is the likelihood that the market does that? You know, it's a very low chance, but it can also do that. So just have to wait and see. I am again short bias, which is not healthy. YM is moving down lower, so you would expect in ES to move down lower, but it's very sloppy. So that's very sloppy with the movement again. And again, I'm actually going to be risking a lot more on these trades, especially on the evals. So we're going to have to be very, very picky with whatever setups we're taking. And it has to be super clear. So yeah, and then let's go wait for this 2 minute, and then we'll take it if it does form it. All right, didn't form it, but it doesn't look bad. We are going to take it with around 2 cons. We're gonna take it with 2 cons. We're gonna add stop loss should be around here, like that. 650. I will add one more right around here. All right. So we added one more. Aiming for around 1500. Go break even at that low right there. So again, accepting the risk, honestly. Was this more of an impulsive trade? It might have been, honestly. If NQ is stronger and it continues to the upside here and it doesn't, you know, move down lower, we're probably going to get cooked on this trade. It's because YM is moving up higher. So we're going to have to just wait and see, honestly. Maybe we should have went break even below this low. And yeah, maybe we're just cooked. But I'm going to learn from this. Again, it's my fault really for entering. Again, I should have just been a little bit more patient, waited for the system to play out, giving us the ideal entry model. But it is what it is. You know, I did see the market moving down lower. Maybe I'm wrong. And yeah, this is the thing too about evals. You know, like you want to risk a little bit more, waiting for your system to be presented. And I did think this was a good setup. You know, I actually was pretty confident. So we have to just wait and see whatever the results are. But one of the difficult things is, you know, shorting at all-time highs, which is not ideal. You know, you want to be going for longs, waiting for the lows to get manipulated to then move up higher. And that's kind of the scenario you want to be doing here. So not really taking my setups, not really trading like this, if I'm being truly honest, but it's not ideal, not optimized. Take it on the 2 minute here. So yeah, just waiting, honestly. We have a 2 minutes to be here, should hold, and if it doesn't, then probably cooked, if I'm being truly honest. So yeah. So yeah, we should see it hold, and if it doesn't, then we're most likely going to form an inversion and go higher. And we should have took longs. That's kind of the scenario here. That's going to happen because NQ is pumping. Let's see what happens when we take longs. We locked out. Maximum loss violation here. This account is cooked, and then this one is good. So we're going to see what happens now if we take longs. So let's go take longs. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go on the account that we can take longs on, and we're going to risk 2 cons. All right, we're going to risk 2 cons right here. Maximum stop loss right here. And we got filled in no man's land, which is unfortunate. So yeah, we're going to see what happens. We're going to aim for just a little 1-to-1, you know, aim for a little 1-to-1. So yeah, and we'll probably add, you know, once we start breaking above these highs. The reason I flipped my bias was because of, again, of that SMT. But if we lose this trade, we're probably cooked. And yeah, the account is probably cooked. So if they just wait and see, honestly. Once we formed, if we do form it, yeah, we didn't form it. So yeah, cooked. And yeah, that's pretty much really it. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.